Hello, y'all. So we're back with season 6, episode 3 of The Circle New York. So let's get on into it. Just in case anybody's wondering what my outfit is of the day, or more so this morning because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I got on a simple Black Lives Matter, you know, I guess it's a dress of sorts. It's like a shirt and a dress combo. It's a little bit too short for me to wear as a dress comfortably. Unless, I'm going to like a conscious club scene. uh yeah, y'all got to go to my Twitter to see what this is giving. But anyways, let's get to the doggone review, y'all. So we start off with doggone Zulu being introduced to the group. He's automatically informed by Dargon Royal Geo that he cannot call Geo Geo no more because there's two Geos. We got Geo Glam and we also got Royal Geo. So he's now going by just Royale or whatnot. And okay. I mean, I'm going to personally still say Royal Geo. I don't think it's too hard to make the distinction. Just say Royal before Geo and then say Geo, follow it up with Glam, and you know the difference. But I guess since people just want to say one word for short, you just call one Royale and the other one Geo Glam or whatnot. Now, it's going to be hard for me to just say Royale because that's technically my new middle name, except mine's got an E on the end. Y'all know my name is LaJuan Royale Garnett. So, yeah, that's why I say Royal Geo instead. But anyways, moving on. Derek Doll is Dargo even puzzled by this, and then Dargo Royal Geo said, well, that's the benefit of having multiple pedigrees or whatnot, so you can change it accordingly. Okay, boom. Anyways, moving on from that, now Geo. See, that's why I say this is the Dargo. Honey, Geo ain't too far with saying that, honey, he's basically the breakout or whatnot. Because this is the third episode in, and it's like the running theme is the Geo and Geo show. Not that you running for the Dargo D, honey. Honey, that we don't supposed to admit things like that in the bedroom, honey. We don't supposed to be running from the Dargo D, honey. We supposed to be Dargo of all things twerking it back up on the D, honey. See, now you don't set yourself up for failure, boo. Cause it's like how you say you running from the D, but you trying to get with Dargo Caribbean boy Raffy over there, and we know Raffy. Not to centralize you, boo, but honey, we know the Caribbean men are blessed, honey, and doggone big things are blessed in small packages as well. So it's like, now, Geo, you might have shot yourself in the foot talking about you running for the D. Honey, he might doggone figure like, oh, well, your ass can't doggone take the D. I'm just going to go on over here to Geo Glam then, honey. But anyways, moving on. I'm just trying to doggone do you a solid, Geo. You might want to backtrack that, honey. We don't supposed to be running for the doggone D, honey. Of all things, you supposed to be running the doggone jump on it, my pony. Well, at least that's how we do it over here in the country. I don't know how y'all New York bitches do. But anyways, moving on off that, child. We then get to doggone Geo talking about, once again, there's a lot of doggone Geo up in here. Once again, you might as well just call the shit the Geo show. Geo describes how he met Zulu for the first time. They was on IG Live. And Zulu, I guess, realized that they lived a block away. So soon as Royal Geo got off the live, honey, Zulu was darn going, knocking at the door. Honey, child, Royal Geo is better than me, honey. But she's an extroverted girl, and she's a northern girl. See, we don't do that down here in the South. Now, we got southern hospitality. We'll welcome you to the neighborhood. Yeah, the rumors are true. We do all that shit down here in the country where, we'll welcome you with a blueberry pie, and we're darn going to tell you the neighbors to watch out for and all that good stuff. You can borrow a cup of sugar and all of that. We can give you an egg or whatnot till your stamps come over, or if you show enough in the country, until you get your own chickens or whatnots, and they start laying their own eggs or whatnots, because y'all know I'm familiar with the country, and the city side of the country as well. But yeah, it's like we're friendly to a certain extent, but bitch, you got to be invited first. You don't come down and going sashay into somebody's house unannounced. Oh hell no. Meanwhile, we get Uncle Kenzie getting an update with, checking in with Mustafa to see if Mustafa. I'm trying, Mustafa. I'm trying. Backstory, y'all. Mustafa done reached out to me and told me how to phonetically pronounce this name right. And I don't know why I want to pronounce it in an African accent. I'm trying not to go and say Mustafa. I'm trying not to go and say it in an African accent or whatnot. So I guess I should be saying it in a Caribbean because come to find out he's darn on part Jamaican from what he darn on his conversation with Miss Darnell, honey. But I'm just going to say Mustafa if I fuck it up. If I feel like I want to fuck it up, I just switch over and say Mustafa, honey. Thank you for giving me the permission to say Mustafa instead, because Lord knows. Or I might say your friendly bus driver. Depending on the context of how you doing, whenever you darn gonna acting ratchet, I'm going to say Mustafa. Whenever you acting normal and okay, I want to say Mustafa. And then whenever you just acting just over the top, I'm going to say that darn on bus driver, honey. Your friendly bus driver. But moving on, off of darn on Mustafa, your friendly bus driver. We get darn on Kenzie checking in to make sure how's he faring up with darn on learning more about HIV, the House in Virginia awareness. Once again, we got to keep our coins over. We got to keep our coins over here. We got to use acronyms. Mustafa says he's darn on open and receptive still, but he's still expressing some hesitation on getting with somebody who has the house in Virginia. Meanwhile, we see the house of Miyaki Mugler. See, now that's one I can pronounce, honey. The house of Miyaki Mugler is darn gonna performing in New York. This is what trees are made of. Honey, they performing in the darn on New York Park or whatnot. So it was good to see them. Because I never did get to see season 2 with HBO trifling ass, now known as Max. They done took darn on Legendary off. I seen season 1. I jumped to season 3 because my boo Rebel Kyrie was on there. I said, I got to darn on see Kyrie or whatnot. It's House of Alpha Omega. And so I darn on binge watch season 1. I didn't get a chance to go back and see season 2. They done took all the shit off with they trifling asses. But neither here nor there. Miyaki Mugler was the winners of season 2. Unfortunately, I can't darn gon' find no other darn gon' site that darn gon' has the episodes. If y'all know where I can find the episodes, y'all definitely darn gon' feel free to email me. Miss D finally shows up and darn gon' introduces herself. Now, who done called Miss D a hungry hippo? Y'all, she done introduced herself talking about the hippo is back from season 5 and she ready to turn up and all this, that, and the third. Lord, Miss Darnell. Moving on off of Miss Darnell, she was late because, so Miss Darnell says the reason why she was late was she was too busy sucking dick. And I was like, girl, a little bit TMI, honey. I'm known as a freaky girl my damn self. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be darn up front and darn be telling people when I'm darn getting it in or whatnot. No, that's not how we do over here. But to each his own. To each his own. Now, on a sad note, unfortunately, we have my boo, Roy Geo, gets breaking news about his mother not doing well. And thank goodness that there were folks there to console him. It was Messiah. I hope I got it right. The one they tried to mistake for the trans man. It was Mustafa. And it was Rafi. Them three was consoling him. Shout out to Mustafa for really saying everything that pretty much I wanted to say through the screen. Once again, Roy Geo, we love you over here. I was giving you a huge virtual hug right along with them or whatnot. It does not get easier. You just learn to adjust over time is the best way I can say it. When people say, "Oh, you can get over it," is guys in God's hand. To each his own on the religion. I personally feel like it's situational. You got to take it day by day. Seek therapy if need be. Everybody deals with grief differently, especially in regards to the C word. And so it's like, once again, everybody's situation is different. You definitely got to take it day by day. It doesn't necessarily get easier, but you, as time go on, you remember the good memories of your parent. Now, I would imagine it definitely hurts 10 times more so with it being a parent as opposed to like a cousin or uncle or auntie. I can't relate from that perspective, because anybody who knows about demon hell, I wish that darn on hell for a burn and whatnot. It's burn, baby, burn, dun, dun. Honey, if she darn gonna drop dead tomorrow, honey, we throwing a celebration. But for anybody who's fortunate enough to have had parents to love them, whether they was in your life for 10 seconds, 10 years, or all your life, honey, just cherish the moments that you've had with your doggone parents. And note that you still had it better than some others, because some people, unfortunately just had egg donors that were there but was never emotionally present. So to be fortunate enough to have her for the time that you have had her, you got to take that as the blessing within itself. And like I said, it does not necessarily get easier. You just learn to adjust over time. But it's also a good thing that you have an amazing support system with the doggone cast. I'm loving how everybody is gravitating towards each other within this shorter period of time. It's like they are forming organic, genuine friendships. These friendships are not pre-established for the most part. Like, most of them did not know each other. Especially this group right here. Mustafa, Roy Geo, Messiah, and... why I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Roy Geo, Messiah, Mustafa. It's somebody else I'm forgetting in there. Oh, Rafi. None of them knew each other prior. For them to be able to gravitate and darn on console Roy Geo during this time, shout outs to all of them. Okay, getting off the heavier subject, back to some of the more lightheartedness of it all. Everybody is hugging each other goodbye or whatnot, so I think I include that clip right here.
How about y'all?
Miss Mamas.
Go home and take a little fucking my corner. I gotta work.
Home
Gotta work.
This is a very Latin girl corner. You can have it. You better text me too.
For sure.
Where's Gio? I got his fan.
Because it's like, we got to cherish these moments, because Lord knows they all going to be darn going cussing each other out and darn going to turn each other up later on. So cherish this moment while it lasts. So we move on from everybody hugging each other and everything to now Miss Darnell and Kiki Couture are being introduced to each other. They are at John's basketball game. And shout out to John, honey. I want to include his clip right here of his darn on little receipt of getting DivaWuan together. So, yeah, DivaWuan was guilty. I didn't think darn John had it in him, honey, to darn play the basketball. They playing basketball. They playing basketball. Honey, they be playing basketball. And as Miss Darnell said, honey, they play like the NBA. They don't play like the WNBA. But we didn't see how John darn play, except for the clip that y'all just saw, because John was absent. John done caught the darn Ronnie wrong, y'all. That wrong was kicking everybody's ass. It done came and hit me twice. I was like, well, damn, I done got fully vaccinated and shit. This is how trifling that darn Ronnie wrong was. I darn got my second dose in the summer of 2021. And when y'all believe I got that darn shit again on my birthday. So I done lost my voice. Still trying to work my job at Amazon. And like I said, dealing with my uncle passing away on my birthday nonetheless. Like I just had the worst of the worst look. Uncle passed on my birthday from the big C. I'm suffering from the mid C, the Roni wrong, trying to darn prevent the darn symptoms from exacerbating the other C, the darn Crohn's and whatnot. And it's like just a darn hot mess, child. I swear that I don't wish that Roni wrong on nobody. You darn gonna lose your sense. Now this the thing. I never lost my sense of darn taste. Now there was times where I partially lost my darn smell or whatnot, but I never lost the taste all the way. But honey, that the fever and everything, the random chills and stuff, it's like I don't wish that on my worst enemy. So I'm hoping darn John didn't have to go through the severe cases of the Roni wrong like some of the rest of us had to go through. But yeah, he was out, so they darn cheering the Eagles and all this, that, and the third, right? Now the whole time these motherfuckers darn cheering for the wrong team. Number one, they darn flirting with the team, and I'm looking, and y'all know DivaWuan got a little succubus in me, honey. I got a succubus spirit. If y'all peek my Twitter and shit, honey, I was looking, I was like, okay, they okay looking. I don't know, maybe it was because they was from a distance, but they hugged at the end. I didn't see nobody that tickled my fancy, to be honest. And y'all know DivaWuan likes darn film boys in the trade. I still didn't see nobody personally for me, honey. And then all of them was going up for this darn person with the 21, and I was like, well, he looks real average or whatnot, but they was going up. They kept saying 21, and it just darn gave me a flashback to darn the Rich Flex song from Drake, honey. 21, can you do something for me? 21, can you hit a Rich Flex for me? Honey, 21, do your thing. 21, 21. Honey, I was like, but damn, just put the darn 21 song, how much they kept hyping 21 up. Hell, the way they darn hype 21 up, you would have thought that motherfucker looked like darn LeBron James. You would have thought his ass looked like darn Dwayne Wade. You would have thought he looked like Steph Curry or somebody of that caliber. No shade, they all looked decent, but those the type that I gravitate towards. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. That's it's more so up DivaWuan's alley. But you know, DivaWuan is a girl of a particular age that actually prefer her being older, so it comes with the territory. But for all the youngest, because I keep forgetting that they all young, they like 22, 23. So, you know, that's all for them, honey. Now, I don't know what. Now, wait a minute. Now, that's for everybody but motherfucking doggone Miss Darnell. Miss Darnell. Now, girl, your ass is older than me. You didn't have no business over there. Your ass didn't have no business over there cutting the food, talking about free bro jobs to the winners and all that bullshit. I was like, now, Miss Darnell, your ass is cutting the fuck up. Your ass is supposed to be setting an example for the darn children. And here you is darn praying on them like a darn big old puma, honey. Girl, you got to calm them hormones down, child. Aren't you darn close to menopause anyway? Girl, calm them damn hormones down, girl. Oh, I swear, Darnell, Miss Darnell was doing the most, child. But yeah, all this time they flirting. Y'all motherfuckers was flirting for the wrong team. I was like, damn, with friends like y'all, who the hell needs enemies? Honey, John said this ain't in my darn team. I don't know why that shit was so funny. But y'all was darn flirting with the wrong team at that. So I don't know what that says. I don't know if the other team wasn't attractive enough. Or what? Whew. Okay, Diva, get it together, child. Cakey. Girl, you was showing off more cake than a little bit. This was not the doggone venue. But I guess nobody didn't mind because ain't nobody played for your team anyway. So it was like, honey, you had the cakes out and wasn't nobody viewing. I didn't spot not nail bit of trade up in there, honey. Everybody was a doggone twink up in that bitch. Except for Miss Darnell's old ass. And doggone later on Uncle Kenzie, who done sashayed in from doggone his class of the day, child. But, oh, and then whoever the other guy was that, you know, gave them the assignments and whatnot. But it's like, wasn't nobody looking at that beautiful chocolate behind of yours, honey. A dress going to waste, child. But, yeah, like I said, everybody starts to gather around. And we end up getting another uncle on the scene. Shout out to Uncle Jeffrey, honey. Uncle Jeffrey's informing everybody about the... Lord, this hair keep getting to my darn mouth. But, yeah, Uncle Jeffrey's informing everybody about the HIV, the house in Virginia. Once again, hopefully if I just said it the limited number of times, YouTube will forgive me, honey. But, yeah, the house in Virginia event, they got 2 weeks to get stuff together. As he's trying to explain everything, we get doggone Geo Glam sachets in. And then doggone Uncle Kenzie comes in later. And then he's getting the side eye. I was like, now wait a minute now. This ain't the person that you want to doggone try to doggone be irritated with. Because hell, he can relate to the shit more than anybody. Come to find out, Uncle Kenzie has been dealing with the house in Virginia for over 2 decades. So ironically, about around the same time that he's been in New York. Because I remember the last episode, he said he'd been in New York for 20 years. And now he said he just dealt with the... house in Virginia now for going on 20 years. So I'm curious that did he doggone, no shade if you did, honey. Everybody's had they pass and lived the life. You on your medication, that's all that matters. But coincidentally, them dates lined up. So I'm wondering, was you busting it wide open? Because you said that you don't disclose to too many people and you have a body count. So I'm wondering, was you on the reckless side back in the day? And no offense, you know, that's how they was getting it down in the 80s. I don't know, y'all. I was born in 93. It's from what I heard. But, you know, you live and you learn. And, you know, he's teaching the next generation so they don't follow in his footsteps or whatnot. That's why he's trying to really get it on darn Mustafa's ass. And darn instill in him the importance of darn learning about, you know, the house in Virginia awareness and all that. And I wouldn't say that Mustafa is ignorant because ignorant is a harsh word. Y'all know with my background in customer service, I always lean on the side of saying stuff that's more universally palatable. So I would say that he's blissfully unaware. I would say that he will only be ignorant if he intentionally doesn't learn what needs to be learned at his age. He's already been educated not once but twice now, and now y'all got an assignment, a project to do regarding the subject. So it's like, after all of this, if you're still acting, you know, unaware after all the information has been provided to you, then at that point we're going to call you flat out ignorant. But until then, I'm just going to say that he's blissfully unaware. And Uncle Kenzie, yes, doggone, in the age of technology, everybody can search stuff up nowadays. But it's like, when you're not even made aware of situations, you don't think to even look it up. So I understood where Roy Geo and them was coming from it, as far as saying, oh, it's not even really taught in schools like that. It's glossed over, this, that, and the third. Or they just try to relegate it to just being amongst the gays. No other group can really get it, which we know that's a flat out lie. So yeah, I'm here for darn this discussion and showing about all the awareness of, you know, about the house in Virginia, from the Pride Walk to darn whatever this project is. Hopefully they actually succeed in the project, unlike last season, honey. But Ms. Darnell ends up getting chosen to be the darn team leader, whatnot. And I was like, well, damn, this is a little bit slap in the face to Uncle Kenzie. Because I was like, now, maybe darn Uncle Jeffrey didn't know about Uncle darn about the other uncle's background or whatnot, Uncle Kenzie. I was like, now, he's the one that's the damn teacher of damn near 20 years. He's the one that got the darn the house in Virginia, so he knows how to speak about it from darn living with it and having to disclose from time to time, and you know, with somebody who's dealt with it in addition to being an educator. And he's the only person in the group that I see that is universally respected for the most part. Like, out of these 3 episodes, don't nobody have an issue with Uncle Kenzie. Hell, Miss Darnell done came in the door and done rubbed some folks the wrong way. Derek Dawg already talking about it at the beginning. He don't know where to place Miss Darnell. He done said the older gays are messy. And it's like, I don't know. There's some nuance to that. Usually it's the younger girls that are gonna be the most ratchet or whatnots. I say the darn older girls be more catty than anything, but the real messy bitches are the young ones, and we're starting to see that firsthand. But neither here nor there, Miss Darnell was chosen nonetheless. Gio got chosen later on as he elected himself to be the assistant or whatnot. So I was like, well, damn, where does Uncle Kenzie darn fall into place? The one person who got the most experience with the darn situation, the one person that is the only person thus far that's universally liked by everybody. Y'all ain't darn put him in a leadership somewhere, honey. That's where I think y'all done dropped the ball. Cause everybody else, at least 1 or 2 people have an issue with them. And with the most polarizing being the Geos, honey. Geo Glam and darn Roy Geo, honey. So, yeah, I think they dropped the ball on that. Hopefully they might get it together, child. But, yeah, we end up getting Mustafa reinstating about him not wanting to go on prep or whatnots. And let me go into a story time, because while everybody's getting on Mustafa, we got to take into consideration that Mustafa is young. I can relate to this shit firsthand. I'm going to go on into a 5-minute story time, and then we're going to wrap this on up. It was a little bit over 10 years ago. I just turned 20 years old. Honey, DivaWuan was in the hay of her whole day, honey. From 19 to like 24, honey, I was getting it in. Don't y'all judge me. Matter of fact, I got a video. There goes that damn hair again. I got a video coming up later on today that y'all going to see, because I'm going to try to get this uploaded on Friday, where I've had sex at the construction site. I had 3 choices for y'all to choose from. The older film gay trying to darn flirt with me when I was 16. Me being pulled over 1 o'clock in the morning by a police officer when I was 16 trying to darn get with me sexually. And then, you know, the third choice was me at 20 darn getting it in on the construction site with somebody over twice my age. So, yeah. DivaWuan has lived quite the wild life, child. And in the midst of that, I was approached by this beautiful Puerto Rican guy. He was an indie singer. He was a combination of Lord, this damn hair. See, y'all ain't about to see no more straight hair on Diva. I can't stand this darn hair catching on to my darn lipstick. But like I said, out of all the guys that I've attracted over the years, whether they been, you know, military, police officers, captains, martial artists, you know, princesses across the water, yeah, DivaWuan has darn attracted it all, honey. Rich flex for me, hey! But in the midst of that, I also attracted a handsome darn Puerto Rican, he was an alternative singer and he was an opera singer. So I was like, oh, you don't see this every day. Usually the darn ones that try to approach me are the rappers. Like, I've had quite a few rappers try to approach me. But I was like, oh, it's refreshing to actually have somebody outside the genre of rap try to approach me. And before y'all say it, for the ones who darn watch my other darn reviews or whatnots, my other darn videos, that, oh, DivaWuan attracts us. Shut up. Just we ain't even going to go there. But yeah, this doggone Puerto Rican, he was an indie singer. Well, not an indie. His style leaned towards like an indie alternative. Like he was pretty much like you couldn't put him in any type of box because he knew how to do a little bit of everything. He did spoken word poetry. He knew how to sing phonetically, just crispy and airy and everything else. And we just darn gone hitting it off. He darn gone flirting with me on the app or whatnot. So yeah, I was on the app, y'all. And he's just darn gonna give me all these darn gone voice messages, just singing, and everything, just write me poetry over a couple days. And y'all know that's the number one turn on for me. If you're darn gone good looking, you can stimulate me in some form of intellectual way, like a play on words, something to make me think. Like I'm really attracted to like scholars. Like I'm very darn gone complex. In one sense, just general fuckboy. I don't mind somebody who scoped it, big dick and all that good stuff. But to really get to my heart, it's like you got to have a combination of sex appeal, being able to be forward and come directly to me because y'all know I'm super shy. It's like I get awkward with flirting and whatnot, so I allowed the man to take the lead in the situation, and he was definitely taking the lead with all the poetry and all that. So it wasn't until like a week in, a week into all this, we darn gonna had the conversation about statuses, and he tells me he's undetectable, and here I was like, damn. Honey, I had to darn gonna slide away from him because my ignorance, and partially for my health, because I was a year out from battling cancer at the time. I was like, my body is still recovering from, dealing with the darn cancer. To darn, my body was still out of whack with Crohn's disease, because I didn't get my Crohn's disease under control until like 2016. Of course, for y'all that watch my videos, y'all seen that firsthand. So it's like between me dealing with all that, I was like, oh no, if I end up getting the darn house in Virginia, it's going to take me out within 2 minutes. And yes, y'all say they got these pills and stuff, which the ones that were out back then done since being recalled. So it's like Mustafa has a legitimate reason to be concerned, because the pill that they was recommending back then for the girls like myself was the Descovy. And the Descovy now has a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit for darn breaking down people's bones and all that. Now, mind you, how dangerous it would be for me now, because, as a trans woman, my medications already break down my bones and everything as it is. It's like now you add this darn pill, it's really darn making me more frail and fragile. So it's like, for health reasons, it sometimes it can do more harm than good. And it's like, if you can avoid the extra damage to your body by just not dealing with somebody who has it, that's where I was at it. Until they perfected the medication. Now, of course, over the years, we now got PrEP. And now you even got PEP, which is not talked about enough. I hope they talk about PEP. For y'all that don't know what PEP is, it's similar to PrEP, but you take it after you encounter, an interaction with somebody who has the house in Virginia. You take it for up to 28 days. And it has the same effective rate as somebody who's been taking PrEP. So for somebody like Mustafa, if you encounter somebody who's, you later on find out, preferably within 3 days, that they have the house in Virginia, you want to get on PEP, it's temporarily, so you don't have to worry about taking it long term. If you somebody that don't really get it in like that, I think that's really the better way to go as opposed to PrEP. Now, if you're somebody that's in a committed relationship with somebody that's, got it, then, you want to transition on over to PrEP. It all depends on your situation. Like I said, as you learn more, you're darn going to adjust and do better. But I've been exactly where you are, so that's why I am not going to pass judgment at all. Now, back on to the darn review. Child, I done talked about that so much going down story time. I darn going, my darn screen done timed out. Okay, so where were we at? And if y'all want to know more about the opera singer, because there was some more nuance to that as well, I just gave y'all the Cliff Notes version. But if y'all want to know that story time with the opera singer, because it gets even more freaky or whatnots before I ended up having to doggone curb them or whatnots, y'all go ahead and leave it down below that y'all want that story time. But anyways, back to these girls right here. So, we get doggone Royal Geo going off on Geo Glam. And now Royal Geo, you know I love you, boo. But you go now, girl, you started this shit. It was no reason to go. It's like, why would you go and cuss out the only person that did make it? It's like, it's the effort that counts. And I hate to break the fourth wall with this situation, but hell, I'm not under any contract obligations, and it's the norm across all the shows. So Nunu, you ain't alone with this bullshit. Ain't none of y'all get paid for this. I don't give a damn whether it's Chasing Reality with Dario and them. I don't give a damn if it's The Heights. Shout out to Dargon Domain. I don't give a damn if it's Dargon Karen over there with the child, how much they are gonna be fighting over there. They should be gonna get paid something, but they don't even get paid over there with the Come Up franchise. Devontae, he's in season 3 of On the Way Up, On the Way Up, On the Way Up. Y'all know, obviously, I'm not darn Trey Morris, nor am I Parisha, so I can't darn hit them vocals like they can, honey. But yeah, they don't get paid over there. And then the list of the other shows just go on and on. So it's like, if the folks are working their main jobs and they are a couple minutes late, as long as the communication is there, I personally don't see the problem. Darn Geo Glam, obviously darn made it. He's darn putting in the effort. He elected himself to be at the forefront as the veteran, which I still don't get why we calling people veterans. And everybody is from just season 5 was just darn doing this shit a couple months ago. They about just as new as y'all. So it's like, Royal Geo, you need to darn ease up on that veteran shit. Cause it's like, hell, ain't nobody technically no veteran. All y'all hoes are damn brand new. Now, meanwhile, we got Zulu darn jumps in and pretty much tries to reiterate the same thing that I'm saying right now. But I guess he did it in such a way that turned Royal Geo off. And, you know, couple that with some stuff that Zulu did throughout the day. Honey, now Royal Geo is giving darn Zulu the side eye. I was like, oh, God. Not that your bestie is now darn on the outside. I was like, damn. Now, Zulu, it ain't looking good for you, girl. You done got introduced by darn Royal Geo, and she already darn plotting to put you on out there. She already plotting to put you out the pasture as it is, girl. You better make you some more friends. Child, you better make you some more friends before you get exited out, honey. Royal Geo is over the bullshit. See, I can tell she got old. Royal Geo, I want to know, what is your zodiac sign, bitch? Because you do got an old flip it darn assertive darn person. Let me guess. Hold on, let me think off the top of my head. What is her sign? Okay, my 3 guesses is you is either a Gemini, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. It's like either you an air sign or a fire sign. And I would be shocked if you're not. It would definitely have to be your moon sign, boo. Because you'll be darn quick to just darn go off with a darn quickness. You don't be giving the girls time much to respond or whatnot. Like, now, Royal Geo, you know I love you, girl, but you got to tone it down a little bit, baby. And that's basically how we ended off. We basically ended off on a cliffhanger. And then we get the previews for next week, where they still going at it again. Like I said, just name it the Geo and Geo Show, child. Pretty much the Geos and Friends is what we're going to darn nickname this show moving on forward. But yeah, y'all, interesting episode. I look forward to episode 4, so y'all know what to do. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all with episode 4. Mwah. And we're back. So this is season 6, episode 4 of The Circle, New York. New York, this is what dreams are made of. Also, before we get into the review, yeah, y'all will see me interchange from week to week from beat face to bare face, because I can't remain consistent every single week with the darn on face with what's going on in my life. In my life, honey, y'all know DivaWuan, my life is like a drama within itself. So it's like, y'all know, if y'all follow me outside of my reviews, y'all know DivaWuan got a whole lot going on. So I can't promise you glam up every week, but every other episode I'll be glammed up. So one week I'll be glammed up, so the next episode y'all will see a whole new set of hair and everything. But for right now, you're just getting barefaced tonight. But anyways, we start off where we left off with the two G's arguing, honey. Geo Glam and Royal Geo, honey. They still going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And meanwhile, we get two new cast members into the mix. In comes darn on Robbie and Miss Peaches, honey. Darn on Yin Yang, honey. Caramel and darn on Chocolate, honey. And Robbie already has a rapport with Geo Glam. So they naturally go to him first, and you know the timing couldn't be worse, because they darn gonna come in on Royal Geo going off on Geo. So now, first impressions, they already got a bad, you know, image of darn on Royal Geo. And with them already, with at least with Robbie already knowing of Geo Glam, naturally he leaned over towards Geo Glam first, so inadvertently choosing the darn on side just coming through the door. And Miss Peaches being the bestie to darn on Robbie, he's darn on following suit. So darn on Royal Geo felt a little bit slighted. Meanwhile, I couldn't help but notice how cute darn Miss Peaches is. I was like, come on through, Miss Peaches. See, one thing about Nunu, honey. Nunu knows how to choose a damn cast, honey. Across all the franchises, everybody darn gonna be looking generally attractive in their own perspective ways. Whether for the chubby community, you got Miss Darnell. For the older daddy community, you got, you know, Mikey. You got Mike, Monty. Although Monty is really actually a little bit younger than Mike. Mike is the one that's in his 40s on the Circle Down South, which I don't know when is that coming back. Like, is they on a pause until this ends and then we pick back up? Because I know you did not cheat us, Nargon Nuno. I know damn well we ain't stuck on episode 5, because the only reason why I didn't do my review of episode 5 was because I was waiting patiently for episode 6 to come on out. I thought you was going to have them both out simultaneously. But I'll look at episode 5 again. Actually, I already got my notes down for episode 5 of the Circle Down South. I'm just waiting for episode 6 so I can just group both of them together into one review. You know the backstory. My power was out for 2 weeks because these neighbors done fucked up my darn on meter box. Had to go to a hotel for a week and all that good shit, honey. That's the only reason why episode 5 didn't come out. But I still got you whenever darn on episode 6 come out. But back to our regular scheduled programming over here, I couldn't help but notice how darn good looking darn Miss Peaches is, honey. Just nice chocolate or whatnot. Oh, DivaWuan, you need to stop. See, I got to darn calm myself down, because now that everybody watches my darn stuff now. See, it was one thing when it was only just the producers and just one cast member, but now everybody darn knows a DivaWuan, so I got to darn act accordingly, honey. I got to keep my flirting to a minimum. Unlike some people, we'll get to them in a moment. Royal Geo ends up getting pulled to the side and is being it's almost like an intervention of sorts. You got Keiki, Kenzie, and Mustafa. And I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. If not, we just gonna say Mustafa, aka y'all favorite bus driver. And of course, I would not be DivaWuan if I did not have my flavor water. This one is actually from Pure Aqua by way of Aldi's. And yes, I'm from the South, so we put an S on Aldi's. But yeah, Keiki, Mustafa, and darn going, Keiki, Mustafa, who was the third person? Kenzie. They all trying to darn on calm Royal Geo down. Tell Royal Geo where Royal Geo went wrong. But honey, my boo's on 10. And even though hindsight is 2020, and I'm going to tell you this, darn Geo, Royal Geo, your ass was in the wrong a little bit. You darn did start this shit up. Darn I said it in my last review. Darn at least Geo damn did make it. All y'all motherfuckers got jobs and shit. Y'all ain't getting paid for this. So it's like, you know, sometimes people got to darn choose what's really making them money in real life, especially y'all living in expensive ass New York, where my apartment would cost y'all like $3,000 a month. Hell no. Do y'all not know where you can get for $3,000 a month here in North Carolina? And I'm talking about even if you go up to like the city, Charlotte, I can still get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a darn garage for like $2,200. $3,000, I can have an acre of land on that mug. Now down here in Fayetteville, honey, I can get me a good old 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2-car garage on a whole acre of goddamn land for $3,000. But y'all paying that just to have this little 600 square feet situation. Y'all motherfuckers can keep that shit. And then y'all got to deal with a multi-stories. Lord knows if somebody overruns the water, it's darn gonna coming down upon you. I ain't never in my life lived in a multi-story apartment. Can't get me to do it. Hell to the no. But that's the norm for y'all up there, child. But moving on. Royal Geo ain't want to hear that damn shit. It gets darn bad to the point where it's like, Uncle Kenzie. Now, segue. Now, I told y'all I got to calm down my flirting because I owe it to myself to darn remain fair and impartial as the reviewer. Now, Uncle Kenzie, your ass supposed to be the mentor of the group. Your ass supposed to be the motherfucking uncle. Hell, you could be the daddy to a lot of these because you darn 20, so I ain't want to clock your age, boo. But honey, you is uncle to me because I'm in my 30s. These children are in their 20s. And when I seen that, now granted, I let the shit slide with darn Geo because I was like, okay, Geo I think is like 1 or 2 years older than me. I think Geo's like 31, 32. So I'm going to let it slide with Geo. But I'm noticing that Uncle Kenzie just became a darn hoe. I was like, now, Uncle Kenzie, your ass is trying to give the darn folks worms on the damn show. Girl, sit your old ass down. You trying to give the kids worms and shit. Lord Jesus. Give the darn kids a deworming shot because Uncle Kenzie on the goddamn proud, child. First, it was darn and I'm jumping off of my notes. I had the darn mark those off as we get down to it, but I want to get Uncle Kenzie out the way. First, it was darn Geo. I let you slide with Geo Glam. Then later on, when we find out Robbie it was interesting in you lit like it seemed like there was some receptiveness to that too. And I was like, oh, so you just making your way across the whole goddamn cast. And I wouldn't have said nothing if you didn't darn make it a point to darn try to darn say Raffi is the damn hoe of the show. And Raffi, it was like, now wait a minute now. To play devil's advocate, Raffi has all of y'all approaching him. He done already said y'all mostly some broke bitches. He ain't checking for y'all, honey. He's on his Cardi B. Honey, darn rich niggas are the sponsor goals, honey. Y'all might get the D, but that's about it. But y'all are coming to him. His milkshakes bringing y'all to the yard. Meanwhile, you is darn thirsting after the damn cast. So if anybody's the damn hoe, Kenzie, it's your motherfucking old ass. I just had to point that out there. Honey, what goes around comes back around my back. Because I couldn't help but think about that shit. I was like, this motherfucker don't really darn imply that darn Raffi's the hoe. Raffi's the pass around. Yeah, Raffi ain't studying none of y'all niggas. And you the one trying to really get into everybody's panties. Girl, boo. The queen of deflection, honey. The old queen of damn deflection. I see you, Uncle Kenzie. But let's get back to the regular timeline, honey. The two G's are talking it out. And we learned, and I knew this shit was was done so close together. But for my I don't know why I didn't think that the other folks didn't see season 5 or whatnot. I thought they at least had enough time to see season 5. I thought Nunu would have sat them down and they was made primitive to the clips. Obviously not. So now it makes way more sense why, you know, the season 6 crew was unfamiliar with the season 5 crew. That shit totally went over my head. I just simply thought they just didn't watch the show because there wasn't enough time, or the show was still in progress. Why they was filming this show, I had no idea that they did this so early on that season 5 ain't in air. So Geo Glam was right that he had, you know, he was able to sit down and analyze what the folks did in season 4. They didn't get to analyze all the shit that they went through in season 5. Geo talking about he was one of the only folks doggone popping up to events, and none of the vets wasn't showing up, which was true. No, not near one of them, honey. The beautiful trans girl, we never saw her in person. We always saw her through the Zoom call because y'all said she was getting the surgery done. And then I was looking like, well, what surgery is she getting done? She already got her titties done. I don't think she getting the doggone reassignment surgery down there. So what was the important surgery? She wasn't having no reconstructive surgery. Come to find out, she was getting something major done, like a touch-up on the face or something. And talking about because of her transition, that's why she can't be a part of the girl. But get out of here. And this is from one trans girl to another. Bitch, you can't pull one up on me, honey. Talking about you had surgeries to tend to as if you was about to be laid out. Girl, you was about to get your doggone face nipped and took. Honey, you could have been doggone still talking and amongst the folks in the same damn day. Girl, bye. You ain't miss, honey. You ain't miss. I ain't watching none of the previous seasons, so I'm not even familiar with you. So I'm just indifferent of her, child. But yeah. That's why they wasn't made primitive to doggone season 5, was because of how early, you know, Nunu got fed up with the folks. And honey, he just replaced all of them, child. So now we here. They end up hugging it on out or whatnot. And that is that. I actually include a clip right up and through here. So
there's so much going on.
It is what it is.
I love you.
You're fucking gay.
You're welcome, bitch. You're welcome. Would you like that enlarged?
No. Don't do that. Cause see now you're doing too much.
Then we also get a flashback though of Zulu stirring the pot. Zulu girl, it ain't looking good for you.
Your name is
the first time y'all
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let y'all know this again.
Now you got brought in by the other Geo, Roy Geo. You supposed to be her bestie, but you over there sitting over there with the ops, as they would say. And you talking about there might be animosity. It's like, bitch, if there was one, it wasn't for your motherfucking ass to darn gonna tell it. Now, granted, it could be as clear as day, but you leave it to the other 20-some cast members to bring it up. You don't darn gonna go out your way and darn gonna throw your bestie that brought you into the scene underneath the damn bus. It's like, girl, with friends like you, who the fuck needs goddamn enemies? I can't blame Roy Geo for having her good eye on you, motherfucker. Because it's like, girl, you supposed to be the darn gonna show enough bestie, and you over there talking about somebody got animosity and shit. That's strike one with me, darn gonna. See, that's one thing DivaWuan don't tolerate, honey. I don't tolerate no darn gonna disloyalty and flip-floppy. So that was already strike one with me with darn gonna Zulu. Like, I was like, okay, girl, I got to look out for you. But yeah, next scene we get the cast meeting up at the club. We darn gonna learn some more about Miss Peaches. She's an actor, a rapper, so everybody, it seems like there is a trend, honey. It's giving darn gone, this is the life, baby. Honey, it's giving love and hip-hop. Everybody's a rapper, singer, entertainer, dancer, extraordinaire, honey. And she's from the ballroom. She's from the house of the exclusive Levon, honey. Not to be confused with my name, Levon. L to the A, to the V, to the I, to the E, to the N, to the T. Now, you know in La Francais, they do not pronounce the ending consonant of any darn letter unless it is a word that is not of French origin, and then that's when you pronounce the N in consonant. That's why you pronounce the N, but you do not pronounce the T in Levant. Little French lesson for y'all for today. But yeah, we learned that about Miss Peaches. Then we get Charles, who is the owner of the establishment that they're at, the Labadont. Hell, it took me 3 episodes to get Mustafa's name correct, and I still think I'm fucking up the name. So y'all know damn well I ain't about to get this name correct. Y'all got to give me a code name for darn on this right here, cause y'all know I ain't even going to go into it. We just going to say the lounge, honey. So he's a series regular. He is somebody that's been featured back in season 3. Y'all know I wasn't with this franchise going back then. We started with this coming through season 5, so I'm new I'm new right along with y'all with this, honey. I don't know nothing about none of the previous shit, so honey, I'm not coming into this with any preconceived notions, honey. So this is my first time meeting darn Charles, honey. Hey boo. So he added another task for them. He wants them to darn do a commercial for the bar, honey. So now they got the automobile in Detroit darn event, and now they also got to do the this one right here with the club scene. Okay, so honey, the girls are getting a little bit booked and busy this season. Okay, good old group work activities. Then we get Zulu getting loud, honey. Obviously, Robbie done started up some shit. It's like, girl, here your red bone ass come darn at night in the darn pot and shit. You done got Shaka Zulu darn up in her feelings. And now, speaking of Shaka Zulu, here comes Roy Gio, honey. She darn risen up off the throne, ready to darn go toe to toe with Shaka Zulu behind her foolishness or whatnot. And I couldn't even blame Roy Gio. It's like, girl, you supposed to be my bestie. If you have an issue, why is you darn yelling and talking all this shit about them first? You supposed to be pulling me to the side like, girl, we need to have a conversation. Once again, this shit right here, these shenanigans with Zulu darn just freely darn talking to the girls that she's just getting to know versus the darn bestie that you felt compelled to walk to her house because you done made friends with her on the Instagram live stream. Now, let me tell you something about that shit. Now, Roy Gio, you better than me. Because it's like, now, I call some of y'all friends and stuff, but I would not dare be so goddamn presumptuous that darn walk up to somebody's damn house that I've darn made friends with on the Instagram unless I really gotten the darn, at least with me, I gotten to have talked with you over a long extended period of time. Like, and y'all know who my close folks is. And even to this day, I still, if I was going to pull up, I would darn give some notice first. And I'm talking about people that I even view like a damn sister. Y'all know Rico Cassadine, I always tell y'all is my good sis in my head. But I wish like hell if I would darn pull up to darn Rico's mansion, honey. Honey, both him, Mama Cassadine, and Daddy Cassadine, if the gun ain't darn going to be met to my face, honey, because knowing them, they probably got that big old gate or whatnots with the code. I probably won't even get past the gate, child. But still, the audacity, if I was just to roll up at somebody's darn house unannounced. If I was to roll up at Melly B's darn place unannounced. Now, I'm going to roll up at the darn when I get to Atlanta, honey, I will be doing some pop-ups at the darn restaurants because that's a public business. That's different, honey. I'm supporting my fellow black-owned businesses, honey. So that pop-up is welcome. But popping up to somebody's darn place, honey, that's a quick way for your ass to get darn pow, honey. We ain't got time for that. So Shaka Zulu, you should already been wary of that bitch from the door while you was kikiing in them confessionals talking about she crazy. Yeah, the bitch is crazy. Rolling up on somebody, goddamn, but oh Lord, child, I about want to say that's strike 3, but I ain't even going to give it to her. She's still on strike 2 with me, but hell no. They're gonna rolling up at somebody else. I ain't even giving her the blues too tough on that. I had darn think about that shit. I was like, now girl, she really doing the most, honey. So y'all, we should have known from that moment that she was doing the most. I wish, like I said, I wish like hell I would roll up to somebody's house unannounced. Number one, that's not even proper Southern etiquette. You supposed to call first so folks can tidy up and clean stuff up. You don't know what was going on at the house before you done showed your ass up. I mean, well, I guess in this case he did because the doggone Roy Geo just got up off the line, but still need to hear no motherfucking there, bitch. Still, it's like I already had to look at you from the sideways just off of that alone. Now here you is going back and forth with the person who you done walked into this scene with. Y'all darn agreed to come into this darn thing together, and child, it seems like your loyalties is just nowhere. That's a bad bitch to be around, honey. Somebody that don't feel like there's no loyalty to you, honey. Meanwhile, in the midst of all of that, Geo Glam done got offended by by Miss Peaches, honey. And this is when we find out that Miss Peaches is not an official cast member. We find out that Miss Peaches is part of the B cast. I was like, really? Now, Nunu, girl, I know you done a lot of improvement. I've been rocking with you now. How long has it been? I feel like it's been 2 years that we've been rocking with each other. And we've girl, we done had our ups and downs. Me and Nunu done cussed each other out along with some of the cast members. Honey, me and Nunu done been through it, child. We done got Nunu on this consistent. Okay, Diva, come on. Child, I can't even keep a straight face with this shit. We done got Nunu. We done got you to finally get these episodes out on a weekly basis. Now, I got to backpedal a little bit and say now, I wasn't one of the ones that said to condense the shit down. I didn't mind the shit being an hour long, but you said the reason why you did it was so you can guarantee the episodes will be out within every weekly. Now, I would have settled for the shit to be bi-weekly if it meant that we can get these, up to like 45 minutes to like an hour. I think nobody wouldn't mind if the episodes are bi-weekly or whatnot. It was just them being 2 months apart was what was getting on our nerves, child. So we don't work with you on that. We don't work with you on the promos and getting the dates and stuff together. You done did all that. Now I just got one more homework assignment for you. Honey, I need a darn official darn email, a DM or something to tell me who is the A cast and who is the B cast. I was like, really? I was like, bitch, all y'all motherfuckers are brand new, honey. Honey, cue the Cardi B music, honey. Rip these motherfuckers out the plastic. They acting brand new. All y'all hoes are brand new. And we got a B cast in this shit. We got a B cast. Who is the B cast, honey? Miss Peaches is leading the damn charge. Now we got to figure out who's the other parts of the damn B cast, child. Hell, at this point, we can darn downgrade Angel to B cast. Cause honey, his ass ain't showing up to nothing either. And this is the darn became routine with his ass. Matter of fact, they say he quit partway through, and it's like he ain't gonna be missed. If he's still around, honey, go ahead and put him in the B cast. I don't want to see his. Well, hell, I didn't see his face in the lineup too tough, so I guess he did get the darn demotion, honey. It is what it is, and that's no shade to you, Angel. Cause actually, I've known of you for the longest. I've known of you going on damn near 10 years. So I remember when you used to be a flight attendant and everything. And see, that's another thing. We ain't getting to hear nothing about these everybody's backgrounds and shit. Like I'm trying to figure out why didn't darn Angel ever mention nothing about being a flight attendant. I still ain't gotten no answer on why Roy Geo don't talk about his work background outside of being a rapper, which. But we love you, but we haven't seen no music though. And yes, you get on that talking about darn well, it's for production to see. Well, new, I need you to darn tap Roy Geo on the shoulder and darn say, well, boo, when we getting the darn music? DivaWuan want to hear the damn music, cause I've been peeping on the goddamn Instagram. I ain't seen the music either. DivaWuan tried to do her research, cause I love to support the girls and everything that they do. If y'all got products out and I like it or whatnot, I go ahead and purchase it. Honey, DivaWuan don't mind spending the coins to help support my fellow darn creators or whatnots. But y'all got to make it easy for a girl. And I don't just darn get on y'all over here, honey, even down to chasing. I had to cuss out Robert over there in Chasing Dallas. He darn you know, was it Robert? Yeah, it was Robert. He got the darn nail, salon. He talking about he done release some nails, but he ain't got no darn website for a girl to purchase no nails. So my hands are still bare. Robert, I ain't heard nothing from your ass yet. And then go over to Dior, honey. Darn my fellow Capricorn, my fellow darn red brother, honey. He got some hair oil out. And he ain't got no website talking about you got to darn message him through darn Instagram. Now, bitch, we don't follow each other. So if I send you a message, it's going to the message request, and you got thousands of followers as it is. So it's like, what's the chance that you're going to come across my goddamn message request? And I'm trying to put some money in your pocket and darn gonna give you a review. So it's like some of y'all got to step y'all games up and have y'all shit together. So that's not just for Royal Geo, honey. That's for everybody across all these darn LGBTQIA elemental P franchises, honey. But back to the darn regular schedule programming. But yeah, Nunu, I'm gonna need that darn list, honey. Cause when I heard B-Cast, I was like, girl, boo. But in the midst of Geo and Peaches arguing, honey, these the most darn forgiving ass bitches I've ever did see, honey. They move different up north. I guess y'all say, honey, when y'all move fast, that includes arguments, honey. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like that down here in the South. See, now y'all start to notice the differences. Because now, the arguments that went on Chasing, not Chasing, but the Circle Atlanta, that's how we operate in the South. Honey, when we have an issue with you, bitch, we're going to have a grudge for you forever, honey. In my Cardi B voice. Honey, Jewel the Gem and darn Rico Cassadine, I love them both equally. Jewel is my fellow Wiccan sister, and darn Rico is my good sister, honey. But both them mothers cannot stand each other. So when I visit the A, I got to see them damn separately and shit. To this day, they still cannot stand each other. They are like water and oil. That's how arguments go down here. Where the shit is long lasting. Honey, y'all motherfuckers arguing, and then in the midst of the argument, y'all hug and go to the bar. I was like, bitch, where the fuck they do this shit at? Also, this is how it goes down up north, honey. Y'all darn gonna be right to kill each other and then hug. I was like, oh shit. Now that'll take that'll be a culture shock for me, honey. Cause like I said, I hold on to a grudge forever, honey. If y'all seen my story time, this how petty I was. I didn't speak with my darn older brother for over 10 years behind some petty shit. That's how long I can hold a grudge for. To this day, we still ain't darn speak. So imagine if somebody actually pissed me the fuck off. You think I'm about to speak to them? Shit. But moving on. We didn't get on over to the Zoom calls. Now, y'all know normally this is when DivaWuan tunes out. Y'all know DivaWuan don't be really fucking with the Zoom calls. They darn gonna be boring and shit. But honey, darn New York is bringing it, honey. New York I darn gonna listen to this entire damn Zoom call with all 27 of the damn people, honey. Well, Miss Peaches wasn't there. Royal Geo wasn't there. I'm thinking this was because Royal Geo, I'm not sure the timeline. Now, Royal, slide in my DMs and confirm. But I want to say this was right when you had the accident. I don't know because the way the previews came for next week, I don't know if the Zoom call was a continuation or it was a different day altogether. But you wasn't present at this one. And I'm going to give you a pass and say it was probably because either you was checking on your mother or you was dealing with the accident or whatnot. But it was dealing with something of, beyond your control, I would say. Unlike everybody else, that's pretty much no call, no shows. But yeah, those were the only two that wasn't present or whatnot. And then we get on over to the assignments of who's going to play what. Okay, now this was starting to show people's ages. Now we poke fun at Uncle Kenzie and Miss Darnell, but I was like, now girls, Now y'all really darn on this out of touch. Y'all talking about Grinder, Jack, and Scruff and all that's all the same. Honey, we all know that Jack is for us. Grinder is for this. It's like unless you was trying to put Zulu with somebody white and ain't nobody on the cast white. So it's like if you're trying to make the shit realistic, you can't say shit like, oh, it's all the same. It's like, no. Even the way that you flirt and you in the banter is totally different from how you operate on Grindr. Like even the pictures that are allowed on Grindr, you cannot showcase no type of body images or anything. Jack has made it possible where you can do semi-nude photos as your main pictures. You cannot do that on Dargon on Grindr. Last time I checked, I ain't fucked with Grindr in 5 years. They might have darn came around with the times. I don't know. Jack is where all the girls have been flirting with me at, honey. But yeah, it's like if he's supposed to be coming off as a young hoe trying to search for a quote unquote zaddy, it would not be on no goddamn Grindr. So it's like it will behoove y'all to actually make the shit darn seem realistic in that sense. So I was with Zulu and Chloe came to her defense on that. And then Uncle Kenzie darn trying to side with Miss Darnell. I was like, now Uncle Ho Kenzie, sit your ass down. Cause here your ass darn trying to side with the second oldest bitch on this show and both of y'all wrong on the shit. Shh. This is where the Gen Zs and the darn alpha generation actually was darn making sense in this situation. Shh. Okay, this final scene. Let me encompass it by saying this. This is a rare moment for DivaWuan. Because y'all know DivaWuan don't rarely take shit personally, honey. DivaWuan does not get out of character with this. Y'all know DivaWuan does her reviews. And it's extremely rare for somebody to darn gonna get me so irritated with them. Where I be about wanting to just write them off. Now, for the sake of being a reviewer, I'm still going to cover anything that they're a part of. But as far as like just wanting to see them in real life, it'd be like, I can do away with them. And that shit has only happened with one person, believe it or not, on the Circle franchise. And it ain't nothing major with them. It's just, and not even this person, but it's just like that type of energy. And that was Dante on the Circle Atlanta. It's like that was the one person I just everybody on the Circle down south I fucks with. And I thought the same thing was going to be said with New York. Now, girl, you was already on strike 2. When I tell you this shit darn gave you strike 3, and I was just done right here, I was like, If I don't ever bump into darn Zulu when I go to New York, that'll be okay. And it ain't nothing personal. But when your ass had the mitigated gall to darn slight darn Kenzie, I felt disrespected on behalf of darn Kenzie. Your ass, when they darn try to put you at, because they was trying to figure out, well, who was going to be the father. Because but before we get to that, Miss Darnell, let me touch on you for a second and tell you that you darn about to be borderline pushing disrespectful. Now, it wasn't your intention, so that's why I'm not going to really get on you too hard, but we got to really be careful with how you try to put stuff upon people. Because it was already the running joke that y'all thought that darn King Messiah was a trans man. And it was a good key the first time that y'all said it or whatnot. But y'all got to be real careful with that. Because now y'all talking about, oh, well, it's just acting. He can play a darn trans man or whatnot. Damn, y'all, I'm about to lose my voice tonight. And I ain't even got the darn really screaming. But yeah, it's like, it's getting to a point where y'all almost misgendering the person in a way. Even if we're acting, it's like you want him to portray a woman or whatnot. It's just because he looks androgynous. It's like, I wonder if the roles was reversed. And if y'all had a cisgender woman there who looked at handsome, who might had a condition called hydrotrusium that gives her facial hair, about like what I got, but because I'm trans. But if you had a cisgender woman who was dealing with hypertrusium, would you feel bold enough to say, well, girl, you look handsome, you got a jawline like Jada Pinkett Smith, and you got facial hair, would you mind playing a dude? Would you feel that comfortable they're going to disrespecting a woman? So just because he's a man, don't think it's easier just because the roles reverse and he looks pretty that you can just get away with constantly darn just saying, oh, we want to put you in the sheet. Now, of course, there's some nuance to that because in the gay world, we use the colloquialism of darn addressing the gays as girls, this, that, and the third, when we go through banter or whatnot. But in this context, it's totally different because y'all are literally trying to darn put him in the trans man category. And I think at this point, it's inadvertently disrespecting the actual legitimate people out there that are trans men. And it's like in New York City, you telling me you cannot pull somebody into the scene that would actually not mind, playing who they really are. Like even within the realms of adult entertainment, and don't tell me that y'all above darn bringing adult entertainers into the fold, because over in the Circle Atlanta, you got darn Cash De Niro. Now, granted, he's been delivered. He's now holy and sanctified. He done gave up his adult entertainment life. But we know what Cash De Niro gives, honey. Used to give. And then over there in the Circle down south, we got darn Mike and Monty. They are professional darn adult entertainers. So don't act like that y'all are above darn bringing adult entertainers into the fold. I know damn well up in New York, y'all can actually bring a actual trans man into the damn scene instead of actually having somebody play a trans man. So that's sort of a slap in the face, like I said, to somebody who actually is a trans man. You're saying that, oh, you just going to get this person to play it because he looks beautiful, as opposed to darn taking the time to get somebody who actually has that lived experience. You see how that's disrespectful? So, yeah, Miss Darnell, you might want to tread lightly in the future, along with the rest of y'all with trying to keep laboring King Messiah as trans men, because once again, I'm telling you, y'all teetering on that line of where y'all really about to disrespect the actual trans male community. But back to you, darn Shaka Zulu, honey. Your Slim Jim built having ass had the mitigated gall to talk about, oh, well, you don't want to work with Kenzie. You will feel more comfortable with Raffy. I was like, bitch, how the world you will feel more comfortable with Raffy? And y'all, you've known both of them for the same amount of time. It's not like darn you have this extensive rapport with darn Raffy. It's like you got introduced into the fold by knowing darn Roy Geo, and y'all came into this together. And hell, you ain't even been fucking with your good darn butterscotch counterpart darn Roy Geo. You talking about darn hugging it on up with Raffy just like everybody else want to darn do or whatnot. And you saying that, well, I don't feel comfortable and this, that, and the third, and I should have the choice. Bitch, who the fuck is you to have a choice? And I love how Kenzie darn addressed it. Because, honey, the Murkison Road girl was about to come up out of me, honey. Y'all was about to see the 2 seats come out of me, honey, with that shit. Honey, leave it to Uncle Kenzie to remain prim, proper, and professional as the educator that he is. He's used to dealing with darn crazy darn girls going off or whatnot. So he said, well, honey, he's actually a trained, seasoned actor. He can work with anybody, this, that, and the third. And it doesn't matter who he works with. And you are easily replaceable or whatnot. So he said it so classy without having to raise his voice. Without having to darn show any sort of visible frustration. Honey, I would have been darn repulsed. Because it's like, bitch, you ain't no motherfucking prize to darn work next to anyways. Now, once again, none of y'all is ugly. But goddamn Zulu now, I hate to pull the card. But girl, you the most average looking out the motherfucking bunch. You among the most average now. Like, girl, don't think you darn cute to darn act like you can just dictate whoever you want to darn act with. Bitch, you ain't no motherfucking Beyonce. And let me tell you, even with the Queen Bee, honey, she had over a dozen Grammys in the early part of her darn acting career, and she still didn't darn get to dictate who she wanted to act with. You think she wanted to act with that white guy in darn Cadillac Records? Honey, best believe if Beyonce wanted to get with a white guy, it would have been like a Channing Tatum type of darn dude or whatnots. Christian Ronaldo type of built type of dude, honey. A John Cena type of dude. Honey, you think Beyonce wanted to kiss up against old Italian-looking man? But she had to play the part of Etta James, and she had to still be convincing for the darn role. She didn't get to say, well, I'd rather not put on this weight or whatnot. Honey, she put on the weight for darn Etta James. She lost the weight for darn when she played Diana Ross equivalent character on Dreamgirls, and she played alongside Jamie Foxx, who is not bad on the eyes or whatnots. And is relatively good looking, but I don't think would have been darn Beyonce's first pick. Now she looked up with darn Idris Elba with a sis, but honey, Beyonce's had just as many darn awkward comparisons, even with darn going back all the way to short chocolate dude with the hip hop opera Carmen, and then Fighting Temptations with Goody Downing Jr. Can you really see Goody Downing Jr. with Beyonce in real life? No. And then you got, Austin Powers and all that. It's like Beyonce even had to eat some humble pie. So it's like if the Queen Bee has to humble herself to darn even be relegated to darn act and darn be delegated to be with people that she wouldn't be in real life, who the fuck is your ass to think that you can get the darn choose just because you prefer to be with this person just and whatnot? Girl, this ain't about your personal preferences. This is about the role in which you was darn delegated as somebody who is supposed to be an actor. And you want to act the darn donkey's ass because you want the darn pretty much lust after Raffi. Let's just call the thing a thing. You and Raffi are young. Y'all are both in y'all early. Well, I want to say Raffi might be in his mid-20s. I'm not sure on his age. I want to say he might be like 25, 26. You's right around, Royal Geo's age, 23, 24. You want to get with the person who extrinsically looks the most desirable in your eyes that you would get in real life, instead of darn committing to the role, which we supposed to be given diversity as far as, in real life, you do have the younger folks that darn hook up with the guys that are significantly older than them. That story needs to be told. You got Keiki, who is representing the cisgender female who is positive, because when we always think about HIV, we always think about the gays being written with the darn disease and whatnot. So we don't think about actual females that are cisgender. We think about us as trans girls, but we don't think about the cisgender counterparts. So I love that they are actually showcasing diversity. Now they sort of fucked up where they try to delegate the trans male's role to somebody who's not actually a trans male. But neither here nor there. It's at least a thought that counts, but still, once again, you might want to, for future reference, bring somebody actually trans male into the role. But your ass the darn feel like you can slight darn Kenzie. And you didn't even give a concern about the feelings. You just there gonna be like, no, I don't feel comfortable. What darn Kenzie did to you to make you not feel comfortable around him? So that makes it darn even double disrespectful to say, oh, just your presence is not worthy of darn acting alongside me. And then unbeknownst to you, darn Kenzie is the most trained motherfucker out of all y'all. And that's the second time that Uncle Kenzie has been slighted. Because old boy was in his feelings that Uncle Kenzie arrived late. He done gave the darn the director role to Miss Darnell over Kenzie, who actually lives with house in Virginia, who will have the most experience with giving the knowledge of it, because he's somebody who got it during the time where it was at a high where people was dying back in the 80s. He's the one that can actually give you the raw historical history from an actual first eye view of it. None of y'all was around for the most part during the time, or you was in diapers during the time that the house in Virginia epidemic was at an all-time high. You got somebody who darn was one of the first people to contract it in New York during the height of the darn stuff, and y'all done gave it over to Miss Darnell instead. Now, granted, Miss Darnell would have still fit in the category too, because the way she liked to talk about freely sucking dick left and right. And we know the girls, let's keep it real. The girls don't like to darn wear a condom when they suck dick. You put the condom on, the darn do the back door, but you act like you can't get the darn. And that's another thing y'all need to talk about too. While y'all making jokes talking about y'all freely darn was late because y'all was sucking dick, I also give the education about all the diseases that you can get with darn not being on top of your STD results and shit, and still That also needs to be explained as well. And I hope they go into that detail as well. Miss Darnell, you out there let yourself for that darn on role since you want to be the self-proclaimed dick sucker of the darn on group. But darn on Zulu, Shaka Zulu, girl, you need to get your motherfucking act together. Now you already on strike 3 with me, ho. Now I'm ready. I'm willing to darn on take a strike or 2 off. But girl, you already on the outs with me. You got to work your way back in. That's my darn on review for darn on season 6 episode 4 of Chasing. Damn, I keep saying Chasing. New charge to my mind, not my heart. Because once again, y'all know a lot of y'all overlap or whatnot, especially with my boo Rico. Rico overlaps the shows. That's why I keep darn gonna want to say Chasing and whatnot. And then you got Jamar, who also does production work over here. And then he does production work over there. So that's why, once again, I get confused. But yeah, The Circle, New York, season 6, episode 4. I'm looking forward to season 6, episode 5 next week. So y'all know what to do. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will definitely be back glammed up for darn episode 5. Mwah.